Awesome. So good evening, folks, and welcome to Hudson River Park's Virtual Sunset on the Hudson concert. Join us every Thursday through September 3rd on Facebook Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for incredible performances from artists in New York and beyond. Sunset on the Hudson is a part of Hudson River Park's Summer of Fun virtual programming series. All summer long, there's fun and learning for the whole family. For more information, visit hudsonriverpark.org. Our featured performer tonight is the Resistance Revival Chorus. The Resistance Revival Chorus is a collection of women and non-binary artists and activists who sing in the spirit of joy and resistance. Their upcoming debut album, This Joy, is all about bringing awareness to the issues of social injustice and giving life, energy, and encouragement to those who are always resisting and fighting the good fight. The title reflects the collective's deeply held belief that joy is an act of resistance. Welcome, we're so happy to have y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have a few questions, but before we get started, would y'all go around and introduce yourselves and just tell a little bit about your role with Resistance Revival Course? Erin, we can start with you.
Okay. So my name is Erin Maya. I'm a singer-songwriter, artivist, and a jewelry designer and accessories designer and educator and several other things. But with the Resistance Revival Chorus, which has been a large part of my life since it began in 2017, in about July, I play the role of obviously a member, but also often I take on the duties of music director. So when we have shows that our official musical director cannot attend, there are times when I lead, and then there are other times when other members lead, and sometimes we lead together. But it's a really beautiful collection of like-minded women and non-binary people, and it's just a feel-good space where we really get to be ourselves and share our most powerful spirits with each other.
Amazing. Zakia, do you want to go next?
I can. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sunset on the Hudson. I'm Zakia Ansari. I am the advocacy director for a statewide alliance here in New York called the Alliance for Quality Education. I've been doing educational justice work for about 20 years now. Mom of 8, grandmother of 4. And my role in the chorus is, I'm the rapid response coordinator. So actions like this, or maybe not this one, but other things that, like a lot of things that have been happening in the street with the uprisings. And so folks invite us to come and participate and march with them. We actually have something tomorrow. Usually they reach out to me and I try to wrangle and pull all the sisters together to see who can come out and support and who could MD. So yeah, I'm more on the activism side than I am the songstress side, I must admit. So.
And I guess that leaves me. My name is Mia Pace, and I am so proud to be a member of the Resistance Revival Chorus since the beginning when we marched on Times Square that summer in, I believe it was 2017. I don't have a real title in the chorus. I'm kind of there to do whatever I'm needed to do. And I love that. I love that I can support however I'm needed. And I'm a singer and a songwriter by trade. I'm touring, well, I was touring most of my life. I'm in a band called Chick Chick Chick. And I'm also in an activist group called Vote Common Good, where we encourage people to vote with their values and their morals. And the chorus was a safe space where I could come and do my art and also explore different forms of activism and meet some very wonderful, brilliant, powerful, cool women. So I'm very happy to be here, and I miss the Hudson. I used to live right in Hell's Kitchen. I lived in Harlem, so I really miss the Hudson. So this is a cool place right now. So thank you for having us tonight.
Yeah, we're so happy to have y'all. So I think first off, we want to know, how can folks best support y'all's work? And what can they do?
Who wants to take?
So
I would start off. I'm gonna start off by
I feel
saying,
like we should have gone over the order.
yes, right. Our album is coming out. You can pre-order it on September 15th, 915, and then it drops on October 16th, 1016. And all of the things that you're going to hear later today, you get a little sneak peek. So we teasing you with it. So make sure you go to resistancerevivalchorus.com and order that album. You will not album. Am I dating myself? It's okay.
Yeah.
Order it because you won't be disappointed. And you're fortunate. You get to hear little snippets of it. Guess what? Imagine being able to wake up every day listening to the music you're about to hear. Imagine. It can happen. It can be yours.
Love it.
Also, if you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us on all platforms at Resistance Revival Chorus. And so that's exactly like it sounds, spelled correctly. But yeah, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, and I think we're even on Twitter.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So how did y'all start this collective of artists? I know it was started in 2017, but can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, so there was this big thing called the Women's March. Maybe you've heard of it, in 2017. And there was a handful of the founders, maybe six or seven women who organized the Women's March. And they decided, after meeting with Harry Belafonte, who was involved in the Women's March, one of his most powerful statements that he said was, when the movement is strong, the music is strong. And so the founders felt that there was a bit of a void when it came to protest music at that particular event. And so they said, hey, well, we need to start a chorus. And so personally, I got the call from Jenny, who is a longtime friend and just a person who followed my music. And she called me and a number of other educators, activists, artists, visual artists, all kinds of ladies, and invited us all to Sarah Sophie's house, where we hung out and we learned a song, and it sort of took on legs from there.
That's amazing.
And one of the other, I remember, I didn't get a call from Jenny, but she had posted it on Facebook. And so I think a lot of people came that way, and I came through that way after a friend of mine sent it or shared it with me. But I know that one of the other kind of aspects of the chorus being created out of the Women's March was this feeling of wanting to keep the momentum going, and also wanting to feel uplifted and joyful after having been burnt out from doing the Women's March, and just kind of like all the energy that was expended there. And then coming back to the world of having to deal with things. And so it's been such a beautiful experience, meeting women and other just people who some of us just never would have had access to and never would have met. It's such a strong community, and it's so uplifting. And so we're so grateful to the founders for having the vision and just the idea to really come together. And it's evolved into something more than even they imagined starting out. And so we're grateful.
Yeah, it's really incredible. I think you can kind of see that places where y'all talk about your album, and just sort of how that joy fuels activism in other areas. I think that's really cool. So this is when I'd love for all of y'all to answer. What has been most meaningful in connecting during COVID, especially as y'all are a group of many singers and performers?
Yeah, I was just trying to get off of mute, like that mute button is like stuck when you need to get off. So I think One is like we had a performance right before everything got shut down, so it was good to have that memory of like, oh, we still perform together. But
Yeah.
since then we have been connecting. I think it's like monthly. It might be more often than that. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get on more times than I would like to. But we just connect and just like there's a Zoom call. Sometimes it's business, but a lot of times it's like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? You know, because so many of us have kind of dispersed. Either we went back home to places, you know, because we're gonna knew we were gonna be there for a long time, wanted to be close to family, or for just health reasons, you got someplace else. So we haven't seen each other. But then there's also those opportunities lately where over the last few months where we've been able to connect because there's actions happening. You know, we're singing, we're marching again. Tomorrow there's something happening. And then in September, someone reached out to us about this. So there's those opportunities as well as the video opportunities. And then there's moments like this where we can you allowed us to connect again. So you'll see some of that joy that we kind of I think shared in that space too. So thank you for offering us another opportunity to connect.
Yeah. Awesome. What about you two?
Well, I have never Zoomed so much in my life, but it has given us an opportunity to reach people that may have not been able to come see us in real life. So we are in everybody's living room. We are on everybody's iPad. You can share with the kids because we know the kids can't always come to City Winery or Carnegie Hall, you know, places like that. So it's lovely, you know, I have nieces and nephews and I've loved sharing, you know, what I'm doing with them and just families. So we enjoy connecting with each other, but we love being in people's living rooms. So this has been a plus, I think, for that.
Yeah.
And really, just to echo the sentiments, being able to share in song in spite of the distance that we're experiencing has been wonderful, sometimes challenging. Um, we've found a way to collaborate where we are, you know. And so you'll see some of that in some of the videos and other things that we've put together for the album that we're so excited about. You know, we were together when we recorded the album, obviously, and then coronavirus. And so we've shifted and transitioned. But what's been really beautiful, in addition to the concerts that we were doing at some point weekly, and the other actions that we've been able to do, is the way that we are able to maintain the love and the compassion, and really like this really high level of respect for each other in the communication that we have about so many things that are obviously important right now, with regard to the communities that we touch and the work that we do, but also with the work that we do collectively with the album and like certain decisions and things like that. Just coming together and finding one accord to be on is just, it's really beautiful, and it's so empowering because, at least in my experiences, it has not always been the case that you find this type of love and light in a group of women. So it's it's just beautiful to behold.
Yeah, I love that. So the last question we have, so we were lucky enough to have y'all perform last year at the Sunset on the Hudson Music Series. So I'd just love to hear your experience of the series and of the park itself, and sort of if you had any favorite parts of that.
So we were just talking before we got on, like the weather was perfect. And first of all, I had never been there before. So it was just a really great experience. So like, who knew this existed? And I'm born and raised in Brooklyn and I never experienced. So just that initial experience, it would, and I could imagine if it was like a extremely hot day, like it was perfect all around. We had a little baby, I think they were twins, no, it might have been just two little babies. They was performing with us. They came,
It
dogs,
kept
little
running
puppies.
across.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful experience, and it was packed. It was just jam packed with folks with good energy, was ready to like clap and be engaged. And it was just really powerful to, it's always wonderful to be with all of them, all of us dressed in white. It just, I don't know, when people see us together, it's always like this, like, who are y'all? What are y'all doing? And it's, I remember the first time we were like, they said, if anybody asks you why you are all dressed in white, Paula was like, say you're selling mayonnaise. And so someone asked me, that was 2017 when we were walking out, I was like, we're selling mayonnaise. I actually said it. And but but it's just really great. It was a really beautiful experience, and it was my first time there, so it was just really powerful. So thank you.
And the space is, like Zakia was saying, is so beautiful. And it's okay. So I have on a shirt right now that you can't see the words on. However, it says sunsets and sangrias. And I just feel like the energy there is sunsets and sangrias. Like the water is right. You're literally like on the water. And so, and I mean, I hadn't been there in that particular strip before. I'd obviously walked along the Hudson here and there, but it's just so, the space, like the stage space, the grass is perfectly manicured. And again, like just the energy of the people who were there, it was so positive and energetic. I feel like there was a point at which like people were dancing. I remember our official MD did a improvisational piece with her looper, and then she had like a little section that kind of harkened back to one of my favorite Paul Simon songs. I was like, oh shoot, so it's just it was fun, and it was laid back in the way that when we do sing at places like Carnegie Hall, we kind of have to be serious and very quiet at certain points. But we got to scream for each other and really cheer each other on and just be kind of swept up in the atmosphere of the space as well as each other's love. So it was awesome.
And I'll just shout out all the people who didn't get to come, because I didn't get to come to the last one. I believe I was on tour the last time. But I think that this is a wonderful opportunity to share that with the people who didn't get to come last time. Yeah. And I'm so honored to be here and excited. And I saw the videos and I had FOMO and all that. Yeah. So this is exciting.
But we felt you there though. So it was just like we were there together.
Yes. But that's the great thing about the chorus. It was built for women with lives and with families and with jobs and all that kinds to come in and out, and for us to support each other when we get back. And that is one of the most wonderful things about this group.
That's so beautiful. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. With that, we'll roll on to the performance. But thank you again so much. We're so happy to have y'all back.
Thank you for having me.
This Joy is the album, This Joy.
Don't forget to get your album.
September 15th, right?
Yes. That's the pre-order. It drops October 16th is the official release date. Yes.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Enjoy. All right, we're done. Oh, wait.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for tonight's Resistance Revival Night for Sunset on the Hudson. We are so excited to be with you today, virtually, digitally, from very far away, from more than 6 feet apart. We hope you're all being safe and staying healthy and finding joy wherever you can and keeping up the good fight. We are the Resistance Revival Chorus. My name is Jessie Olson. I've been a member of the chorus for several years. I'm a singer, an organizer. I do a whole lot of different, wearing a lot of hats things. And I'm just really glad to be with you and to be in virtually socially distanced community with my peoples that I'm so excited for you all to meet. We have a really great night tonight of calls to action, things for you to do, places for you to meet us from wherever you are at, to stay active, to keep fighting for your neighbors, for all of us. And hopefully, a little song make you feel pretty good, feel really happy. because that's what we do. Because we believe that joy is an act of resistance, and we know that the struggle is a long-term thing, and we're in this for a long time. So we have to find joy everywhere we can. So I'm gonna turn this over to my co-host Zakia. She's gonna tell you a little bit more and introduce our first performer. See y'all in a bit.
Thank you, Jessie. Appreciate you. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Sunset on the Hudson. Hey, I wish we were on Sunset on the Hudson. We could imagine, though, right? Super excited. My name is Zakia Ansari. I am a member of the Resistance Revival Chorus, the advocacy director for a statewide alliance here in New York called the Alliance for Quality Education, and a proud mother of 8 and grandmother of 4. Yes, 8 children, 4 grandchildren. I did say that, yes. So yes, to Jessie's point, we got a lot of stuff for ways for you to take action. So get your pens and papers down, get your cell phones out, because we might need you to text somebody or something somewhere or follow someone. So get ready. But without further ado, we want to get the entertainment started. And so I would like to introduce this fabulous sister right here. You will know who I'm talking about when you see this fabulous head of hair on her head. The wonderful, amazing, funny, witty, talented, brilliant Chantel Richardson, who's going to do a poem for us, My Prince. My Prince and a poem. Excuse me, I'm going to sing and do a poem. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Zakia, for that beautiful, beautiful intro. And thank you, everyone, for all your beautiful joy and love and spirit tonight. It is something that I just can count on to always lift my heart and lift my spirit. So thank you for being here and joining us. It's really cool. So yes, I am going to just jump into it with my big head of hair, as you mentioned. And I'd like to read a poem by Nikki Giovanni called Allowable. And then I'll follow with my Allowable by Nikki Giovanni. I killed a spider, not a murderous brown recluse, nor even a black widow. And if the truth were told, this was only a small, sort of papery spider who should have run when I picked up the book, but she didn't. And she scared me, and I smashed her. I don't think I'm allowed to kill something because I'm frightened. And now I'll sing My Prince, which is an original song I wrote that I feel like I've had to sing too many times now, but hopefully it'll bring some healing. And the end of it is really to bring us to a place of finding comfort in one another. My prince has gone far, far away, and he left me alone, praying he'll be back another day. Put your hands up against the wall were the last words he heard before the call of the siren. You were there. I'd say you fit the description. Ooh. 6'6", black and oh so tall. It's a wonder he haven't made it to the page at all. When 911 is the hotline to your demise, it's a wonder you live to fight again. My prince has gone far, far away, and he left me alone, praying he'll be back another day. This is my L-I-S-E, L-I-S-E. This is our L-I-S-E, L-I-S-E. You see, L is for the love lost. We sacrifice at any cost. And I is for the times I don't know where I stand or where I'll go. And death, oh, at the kind of real. I say fuck the cops for giving Rihanna her raw deal. And he is for everything that life can mean. He is for everything that hope can bring. Oh, this is my L-I-F-E, L-I-F-E. I know he'll be back. L-I-F-E, L-I-F-E. Oh, I hope he'll be back. L-I-F-E, L-I-F-E. Oh, I pray he'll be back another day. Thank you.
Hooray! Thank you so much, Chantel. That was beautiful. I love, love, love your original songs and hearing you sing them. And you're such an incredible songwriter. And thank you for sharing Nikki Giovanni's words with us tonight. She has been very present in my world and should be in everyone's world right now. Before we go on to our next performance, which I'm super, super psyched about, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've been working on that I'm really excited about, which is Save Our Stages, which is a national push with independently owned music venues and performance spaces who are really struggling in ways that are kind of unimaginable in terms of small businesses who are struggling right now. As you can probably tell, most of the Resistance Survival Chorus is made out of people who really rely on the entertainment industry and live music spaces to help make sure we have money and build our community. And we really want to support them. So I want to encourage you all to go to saveourstages.com and really call your local elected officials and encourage them to support the Save Our Stages Act and the Restart Act, which is Restart standing for Reviving the Economic Sustainability Towards a Recovery Act, because we need economic sustainability for recovery. We need these spaces to stay alive. They are vital to the fabric of so many communities. They do so much more than just put on shows. And so please, call your local elected officials, Save Our Stages. And now, without further ado, I'm so honored to introduce Abena Kumson-Davis, who is an educator, a brilliant, shimmering soul, an incredible musician, and one of our fearless leaders in the Resistance Revival Chorus. She's going to sing one of our favorite songs to sing, Woke Up This Morning. And she'll also be reading a poem for you all. And I can't find it on the list, so she's going to have to introduce the poem for you. And here it is, Abena Kumson-Davis. Love you.
Love you too. Love to all. Love to all. And so, you know, as we are moving through this time, it is so important that we remember the things that connect us. Remember the aspects of the human experience that we all share and that we all rely on. I am thinking so much in this time of environmental justice. I'm thinking so much in this time of the earth and how we care for it and the ways in which we rely on these resources. And it's made me think a lot about Maya Angelou's poem On the Pulse of the Morning, because everyone who is in earshot of this woke up this morning. Everyone who is in ear shot of this shares that common experience of being here and having the capability to do something about the world that we're living in. So I'm going to read Maya Angelou's poem, and I'm going to sing a song from our upcoming album. It's Woke Up This Morning. So, On the Pulse of the Morning by Maya Angelou. A rock, a river, a tree, host to species long since departed, marked the mastodon, the dinosaur who left dried tokens of their sojourn here on our planet floor. Any broad alarm of their hastening doom is lost in the gloom of dust and ages. But today, the rock cries out to us clearly, forcefully, come. You may stand upon my back and face your distant destiny, but seek no haven in my shadow. I will give you no hiding place down here. You, created only a little lower than the angels, have crouched too long in the bruising darkness, have lain too long face down in ignorance, your mouths spilling words armed for slaughter. The rock cries out to us today. You may stand upon me, but do not hide your face. Yeah, you gotta give it up to Miss Maya Angelou. Ah! I feel you clapping. All right. And now for a bit of music. Well, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Oh, yes, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, well, I'm walking and talking with my mind. Oh, yes, I'm walking and talking with my mind. You know that it's stayed on freedom. I said I'm walking and talking with my, you know that it's stayed on freedom. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, well, it ain't no harm with your mind. Come on. Stayed on freedom. Oh, no, it ain't no harm with you. You know when it's stayed on freedom. I said there ain't no harm with you. You know when it's stayed on freedom. Hallelujah. 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 Come on and walk now. Walk, You better walk. Get up and walk. With your mind on freedom, walk. Come on in. You better walk. With your mind on freedom. Oh, you better walk. Come on and walk. Well, I'm singing and shouting with my mind. Yeah. Stand on freedom. Singing and shouting with my mind. You know it's stay on freedom. I said I'm singing and shouting with my mind. You know that it's stay on freedom. Hallelujah. 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 All right now, y'all. Keep your mind stayed on freedom.
Woo! Come on now. Listen, let me tell you something. This does not have to be the last time you hear that song. Let me tell you how you're going to hear it again. RRC, that stands for the Resistance Revival Chorus, is about to release their album, This Joy. You can pre-order it on September 15th. That's 915. That'll be here before you know it. Pre-order This Joy. And the album is coming out on October 16th. So you can pre-order it, which we're going to recommend you do that. And then October 16th, it actually drops. You get to pre-order. That song will be on there with this amazing. So now when you hear that song on the record, you're going to remember this beautiful face. Because my cheeks hurt because I always look at Abba, she makes me smile. So anytime she just makes me smile. And also, so you get updates on what we're doing, how we're doing, the album and other things. I want you to go to the resistancerevivalchorus.com. Sign up to get our newsletter, right? That'll keep you updated. You won't miss a thing because you don't want to miss a thing. And then we want you to follow on our socials, Resistance Revival Chorus. That's us on Twitter. That's us on Instagram. That's us on Facebook. So again, album's dropping. Name is This Joy. Very short, easy to remember. Happy Joy, This Joy. You can pre-order it on September 15th. And the album comes out on October 16th. We'll repeat it again, but I just wanted to follow up after that. You got to be like, I want to hear that song. I know you do. I know you're out there like, where can I get that song? So now we got a place for you to get it. Thank you, Abana. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. It felt like home, old times. So one of the things I want to bring up is what's happening around the post office. We all talking about it. Small businesses count on the postal service. My mom gets her medicine through. My in-laws get their medicine through postal service. You can send a letter still. It's free. It's not free to send. You got to buy a stamp, but that is your right. That is a public service, right? The post office. So we cannot let the person in the White House who's currently there, or the Postmaster General who's a Trump donor. This information is coming from a co-founder of the chorus, Nalini Stamp, and the Working Families Party, Louis DeJoy. So he's one of Trump's largest donors. And guess what? That qualified him to run the post office. Okay. I know it's ridiculous. I agree. So here we are. We have to stand. Go out there and buy your stamps. Go out there, say hello to postal workers. Let them know that we stand behind them 110%. As you can see, he started to shift his narrative and said he won't do any more of these things until after the election. Let's not fall for the okie doke. Let's keep pushing. He doesn't need to be Postmaster General. He doesn't qualify for that job, as we can see. So that's one. And then connected to that is that around elections, there's a 250,000 person shortage of poll workers. The average poll worker is 60 years old. We're in the middle of COVID. Many folks are nervous about coming out. For the first time, I actually, just the other day, applied to be a poll worker. It's a really needed job. We need to make sure they're out there. That's a lot of folks, but it's more of us. And so if we want to really make sure our democracy you know, we know it's at stake and we want to make sure that we're shoring it up. If you're able, whatever that means, if you can do it, if you're comfortable doing it, please go apply. Go to powerthepolls.org, powerthepolls.org. I just did this my first time. I'm 53, and I'm going to do what I can. That's my little role in it besides voting. And well, I'm sure we'll have some other stuff. We'll talk about some voting stuff, maybe some Michelle Obama. We can sneak some of that in. And of course, some more stuff around a lot of the justice hashtags, Black and brown bodies killed, lost at the hands of police officers. So we'll talk a little bit about that too, and get in some good trouble, as John Lewis says. So I want to bring up the next entertainer. This person is such a kind soul. Like from the very first time she was joined the chorus, like I was immediately drawn to her. And this hat is her staple, and it is, as soon as you see her, I'll be like, Trey is here. She gave me my first set of crystals. I was struggling with some anxiety, and I came to practice one day and she gave them to me, and she didn't have to. She's just a beautiful, brilliant soul. And she's about to bring it to you. I need you to listen to the words that she's about to sing. So like close your eyes and just take it in. They matter, they mean something. Please listen to the words. The name of the song is Dawn. And I want to introduce the one and only Trey Lamb.
Thank you for that introduction, Zakia. I wrote this song the night before the 2018 midterm elections, and it was just out of pure anxiety and making something out of that moment. And it's just a reminder, regardless of what happens, to take time to work on your shine, to work on your joy, to love yourself, because that's all part of the work as well. America, beautiful. Your streets are paved with blood, and your rivers run with tears that flow to form a cleansing flood. When they gun down our communities, all we get are thoughts and prayers. And politicians say what they want to say, but they still act like they don't care. And if you find the eye of the storm, well, hold on, hold on. Don't you know it's always darkest before dawn? So shine on, shine on. And we shake our heads at the news reports and say, oh, this isn't who we are. No. Watching families get torn apart. Oh, but I've seen this hate before. And those who claim to love the Holy
eye of the storm. Well, hold on, hold on. And don't you know it's always darkest before dawn? So shine on, shine on. If you find the eye of the storm, well, hold on, hold on. Don't you know it's always darkest before dawn? So shine on, shine on. Shine on, shine on. Shine on, shine on. Oh, shine on, shine on. Oh, shine on, shine on.
Woo! I feel like I have to be the whole audience clapping in one little square. Treya, thank you so much for sharing that with us and for being here tonight. Love you very much. Treya and I go way back, and it's really great that Treya is a part of this crew and we all get to hang out and sing together. And Dawn is one of those songs that really stays with you. I find myself singing it all the time without realizing I'm singing it. Treya also does a lot of really wonderful advocacy work for people working in the hospitality sector and restaurant workers. And just thank you so much, Treya. I miss you. Yeah. I also wanted to share, to echo what was said before, Dawn can be found with lots of beautiful vocal harmonies, real lush, like 60 folks singing in the background on her album, which you should pre-order. Don't be a dummy. Do it. You want this song too, all the time, in your head, just like us. Which reminds me, I also didn't say earlier that the Resistance Revival Chorus is more than just these squares that you're seeing here. We are a network of, 60, 70, at least in the New York chapter, women and non-binary folk who love singing, who want to extend their activism into art and their art into activism. I'm repping another chorus member. Kate made this piece of art that's right behind me. There's a really multi-talented, dynamic, incredible group of people in this chorus. And I am just honored to be a part of it. I think the screen might be on Treya right now and not on me, but that's okay. Also, Treya's beautiful. COVID times. It's cool. Okay. So I also wanted to bring up one more thing before we get to the next performance. When was the last time you all got COVID tested? It's a little swab. It goes up your nose. Sometimes you do a little throat thing. It's all good. It's a little uncomfortable for about 2 minutes. It feels like you're sneezing. You should do it. Everyone needs to get COVID tested. Everyone has the right to a COVID test. If it is difficult to get a COVID test in your city, make some noise about it. And if you're actively protesting, especially if you're in New York, there's a great resource called Protect Our Protest. You can go to protectourprotest.com and find a local testing site. It's really important. Our leadership is not helping us get through this, so we've got to do it together. Michelle Obama spoke last night about empathy. This is another form of empathy, is taking care of each other like this. Okay, So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce 3 members of the Resistance Survival Chorus: Nilusha Dasanika, Abena Kumson Davis, and Erin Maya Lawrence, to sing a song called Malcolm Smith, and I'll let them speak a little bit more about it. Maybe Nilusha wants to talk a little bit more about it, because it's a really powerful song that has been ever evolving, unfortunately.
Lazy, violent, use skin color to attract attention to issues, take advantage of being black, blame white people for their problems, want too much and never want to work, more rights than white people. These are some of the ways that police officers use to describe Koori people, First Nations people in Victoria, Australia, in a documentary called Who Killed Malcolm Smith by playwright, musician, filmmaker Richard Franklin, who also wrote this song we're about to sing. Malcolm Smith took his life whilst in custody, but we ask, who killed Malcolm Smith? Who killed Sandra Bland? The same system that killed George Floyd. We're uplifting the names of Malcolm Smith, Sandra Bland, and George Floyd, but we sing for all of the black and brown lives taken in police custody. We sing so that your spirits may live on and your names may never be forgotten. Was a Koori, was Malcolm Smith, was a reason did what he did, was a boy who took a bike, was a system that took his life. How did he die? Did he hear the mopo cry? No guilt, no shame, just got locked up again. Black boy pedals a bike, laughs 'cause he loves his life. Policemen come and say he bad, lock him up and now he's dead. How did he die? Did he hear the mopo cry? No guilt, no shame, just got locked up again.
Was a woman, was Sandra Bland, trapped by a ranger's demands, was arrested for a minor crime, was a system that took her life. How did she die? Did she hear the blackbird cry? No guilt, no shame, why must we mourn again? Black woman, just 28, was jailed in Texas State. While police ignored her pleas, she died in their custody. How did she die? Did she hear the blackbird cry? No guilt, no shame, why must we mourn again?
Was a man, was George Floyd, citizen of Minnesota, thrown down on a city street, life snatched by a racist knee. How did he die? Did he hear the blackbird cry? No guilt, no shame, whole world going up in flames. Black man with one bad bill, cops saw a license to kill. 9 minutes ended his life. For his dignity we fight. How did he die? Did he hear the blackbird cry? No guilt, no shame. Time for the world to change.
You gotta let that simmer for a minute. Thank you. Woo. Yeah, let's take a collective breath with that one. Thank you, Nilusha, for just sharing the history of that. And thank you, like, for just bringing that to life in that moment. Thank you. Ooh, that was heavy for me. I don't know why. It was like a little heavy than I thought it would be. And it's supposed to be. So let's see. That was powerful. I got my necklace on here. It says vote. It's from Brevity Jewelry. I'm trying to wear it every day until after November 3rd. And I want to encourage everybody to go out there and vote. Okay? I'm not, please vote. We got to get babies out of cages. Vote. Our democracy is at stake. Vote. There's so many other things I can say. Vote. 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 There you go. Vote that way. Yeah. Sorry. I just want to make sure people hear that. I'm really clear. Like I hear the stories of people don't want to vote, all that other stuff. I'm not here to actually convince folks. Like if that's their thing, that's their thing. I'm telling you, if you're undecided, you're not sure, you got an 18-year-old, take them to get the register to vote. Please vote. My number one reason is get babies and families out of cages. And if we don't think that it's going to get worse, we heard Michelle Obama. She was very clear last night. She didn't pull no punches. It will get worse. This is life and death. It really is. And a lot of it is life and death for community members that look like my grandchildren, for our First Nation folks, for brown folks, right? It is that bad, right? And the world where U.S. used to be a leader. We can talk about the politics of that, but they used to be a leader, and even if it was fake, they would fight against the injustices of human rights that were happening around the nation, the globe. The rest of the globe is going buck wild. And so we need to make sure that we are protecting lives in this moment. Human rights matter, and people around the globe, leaders, many leaders around the globe, are taking advantage, are killing folks, are taking people's rights away from them for free speech and everything else. It is that important, folks. There's no underestimation of this. Michelle Obama was clear. I keep saying Michelle Obama because everybody's talking about her, and I actually was fortunate enough to watch her speech. She looked us right in our eyes and told us, do something. Do something, right? So I'm going to leave that there with the voting piece, and I'm going to introduce, y'all ready? I don't know y'all ready. Sunset on the Hudson, I hope y'all ready, because it's about to be brought to you. Some more juicy deliciousness is about to be brought to you. So I want to introduce Diva. This sister right here, if you don't follow her on social media, you better follow her on social media. She about to bring it though. I'm not even gonna waste no more time, but Diva Mahal, please take it away. Please listen to these words as well.
I just want to go on record and echo everything that Skia just said. Like, we have to be accountable for the future that we deserve and for the changes that need to happen, because our democracy as we know it and as we understand it is being stolen from us. And it's almost, it's a shame if we're so stunned and so at odds with each other that we let all this happen on our watch and don't do anything about it. Like, and I also want to echo that, like, one of the biggest issues that is that we have children being held in cages and being abused and permanently traumatized in our country forever. There's nothing we can do about that at this point, you know? So we need to get out there and like demand the change that needs to happen, and we have to vote for it. We have to show up and we have to talk about it and be about it. So I'm with that 100%. I'm very excited to be here to support the Resistance Revival Chorus's endeavor to spread love and justice and equality around the world and wherever they show the beautiful faces. You guys are amazing, and I'm honored to be a part of this. I'm going to play a song that I wrote called Everybody Deserves to Be Free, which is going to be on the record, so make sure to pre-order in September. I think it's September 16th. Comes out October 16th. Get on it. Don't be silly. Don't be crazy. Get on it. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to start singing. So, yeah, here we go. Far too many falling. They say it's in the name of the greater good. Though we lost sight, the world is getting colder. What happened to the words for which we once stood? I will stand for you. Would you stand for me? And everybody deserves to be free. I will lend a hand to you. Would you lend a hand to me? And everybody deserves to be free. It's close tonight, but I'll leave a candle burning to light your way home. Won't give up the fight. Story isn't over, no. I won't let you walk all alone. And I will stand for you. Would you stand for me? And everybody deserves to be free. I will lend a hand to you. Would you lend a hand to me? And everybody deserves to be free. If you feel like I do, stand with me. If you hurt like I do, stand with me. If you feel like I do, stand with me. If you hurt like I do, stand with me. And if you think it's a shame, and if it gives you the blues, I'm telling you, I will stand for you. Would you stand for me? And everybody deserves to be free. And I will lend a hand to you. Would you lend a hand to me? Everybody deserves to be free. And everybody deserves to be free. And everybody deserves to be free. Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, thank you. I love you guys. Vote, wear a mask, protect each other. Kindness is key. One love. Black Lives Matter. Black Trans Lives Matter. Don't be foolish. Stay at home. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was such an incredible honor to have Diva join us for our album, to join this immense family that we are building. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. That song is just It's another one of those sticky ones that I sing all the time that I just, it's just so beautiful. And you posted a video of you singing it with your sister like a month ago that like, just, so good. Just so beautiful. We've got more, ladies and gents, peoples of the world. The Resistance Revival Chorus, Resistance Revival Night is not done. Shout out again to Sunset on the Hudson. A year ago, we were enjoying the sunset on the Hudson with puppies running around and our hair flowing in the wind. And I haven't left my home in so many months. Here we are. We've got to stay home, keep each other safe. And if you are out in the streets, which we do need to be, keep masking up. Keep getting COVID tested. Keep checking in with yourself, everybody. Super important. Before our next performer, which is also just, I'm so excited. Before our next performer, I want to encourage you all to do something that I've been doing that has felt really good, which is find your local mutual aid network, join up, donate if you can, show up and volunteer if you can, support however you can, because mutual aid, which is, mutual people, we're all of us together, aid, helping each other out, is such an incredible way for us to take care of each other and empower each other. And right now there is so much need. Folks just need food or a drive to a doctor's appointment or childcare. There's so many things that we can do for each other. And so if you go to mutualaidhub.org, type in your local town and find your neighbors and help them out. That's what it's all about. There's so many other ways that you can help your community, and so many other ways that we can think about our community. I really love the work that the New Economy Coalition is doing in getting us to think about our relationship with money and power and spreading it all out. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Abby Dobson, who is, the word stalwart just came into my head. I'm not sure if I'm using it properly, but a pillar, a rock, I wish I could give her a hug right now, but I can't. Abby is a powerhouse. This song, I'm gonna stop talking and give you all a moment to take a really deep breath and settle in. Abby has a really powerful message for us. And without further ado, Abby Dobson.
Thank you so much, Jessie. It's such a pleasure to be here, to see everyone, and to hear everyone. I thought about what I wanted to say. Normally I don't say much before I sing this song, but today I just want to tell you a little bit. In 2015, I marched in January on Martin Luther King Day through Manhattan from Harlem to the United Nations. It was in response to the killing of Eric Garner, in response to a bunch of killings that had happened in the past. And walking down Fifth Avenue, hearing all the music, hearing all the chants, seeing all the posters and the placards, I felt that something was missing. There was a silence for me, and I wanted to create a song that could sit in that silence, a song that could be of some use and to serve as an intervention to address something that I thought needed to be addressed. In 2020, Unfortunately, there is still use for the song. Unfortunately, there is still silence. Say her name. Say her name. Her name. Alexia Christian, Sandra Bland, Tanisha Anderson, Kayla Moore, Maya Hall, Atatiana Jefferson, Natasha McKenna, Pearlie Golden, Keon Livingston, Ayanna Stanley Jones. Say her name, for all the names I cannot say. Say her name, for all the names I'll never know. Say black girls matter. Say their names like women matter. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present time brought us. march on till victory is won. Say her name. Say her name. Her name. Say her name. Say her name. Thank you, Abby. I think that calls for another collective breath. Let's inhale and exhale. Wow. Abby. Give it up for Abby one more time, y'all. Sunset on the Hudson, we ain't playing. You getting it all. You're getting the best of the best of the best right here. We bring it all, we leave it all on the table. Thank you, Abby. Oof, goodness. So let me collect myself. So one of the things that the quotes that we often say with the chorus, which is joy is an act of resistance. And we wanted to make sure that to acknowledge that it's from a poem by Toy Derricott that we really have embraced and kind of, it's been our like motto everywhere we go. And so thank you, Toy Derricott, for that. Want to share real quick on the back of Abby sharing and singing that beautiful song, Say Her Name. And Diva's acknowledgement of Black trans women. And in June, these are just 2 women that we know of, but there's so many more names. So I want to bring Rhea Milton from Ohio and Dominique Remy from Philadelphia into this space. We know they were murdered in June of this year. I want to acknowledge that from whether it's Kentucky, it's Breonna Taylor. If it's Texas, it's Vanessa, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but Gwilyn. We gotta figure this out, y'all. We have to say her name. We're tired of saying her name. We need justice for all of them. The reality is, right? We still need justice. And it could be Joy Floyd in Minneapolis. Justice has to be served for them folks. And so an organization called Until Freedom, which is run by Tamika Mallory, Linda Sarsour, Angela Pinto, and my son, are out there in Kentucky as we speak, have moved out there to make sure that no one ever forgets Breonna Taylor's name. And at the end of the day, we bring justice to the police officers that murdered her, Jonathan Mattingly, Brett Hankinson, and Miles Cosgrove. Let's remember those names. We still have yet to bring justice to Breonna Taylor. Follow Until Freedom. They're trying to work to do that. And then lastly, one of the things I want to bring up before I introduce another amazing singer to you is a new study at CNN just released. It says that Black newborn babies in the U.S. are more likely to survive childbirth
if they are cared for by Black doctors, but three times more likely to die when looked after by white doctors. And we have to ask ourselves, why is that? Right? And we've seen a lot of our Black women who have gone in to give birth and they have not survived. And so we have to do something around really understanding and doing a better job about Black women maternal health. That's a must, and we have to figure out what that looks like. We can do it. It is steeped in racism and a whole host of historical practices, including seeing Black women is, when they say something is bothering them, it's kind of pushed off like you'll be okay. And it's also about not having insurance as well, right? So you don't have insurance, maybe you don't go to the doctor because you can't afford it. So we need to make sure people have universal health care as well. So I want to go ahead and kick it off to the one and only Miss Sister Girlfriend, Divalicious, Mia Peace. Let's try that again, because she's still diva, she's still delicious, she's still fabulous in these braids. Mia Pace. And so I need y'all to listen to the words of this song. Again, we bringing it, y'all. You're not getting no shot. This is the real deal. Resistance Revival Chorus. The album drops pre-order 9/15. You can order it on 10/16. Oh no, am I right? Yep, 10/16. And follow us on all socials, Resistance Revival Chorus. But you get a sneak peek. We're gonna hear some of Miss Mia Pace. Bring it to her, Mia.
Thank you, Zakia. And thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And we've heard a lot of stuff to take in, a lot of information. But I'd like for everyone to be encouraged and to have hope. It's going to get better, but we have to do the work in order for it to get better. And so there's different kinds of work, and the ladies have been presenting different things to you all night. But pick something and do it. And one of the most powerful things you can do is vote. And that's vote all the way down the ballot, all the way down the ballot. If you have a Google somewhere, Google the people in your community that you need to vote for. And vote like your life depends on it, like your neighbors' lives depend on it, and like your children's lives depend on it, because it does. This song is called I Hope. It was inspired by everyone who is doing something and everyone who cares about someone other than themselves. And I'm so excited that the chorus is on this song, and we had a beautiful night recording it in the studio, and I hope you enjoy it.
How could we ever come to this, you say? Our lives do not matter, and justice has no face. To study war and anger burns the fabric of our state, sends a message to our neighbors that we've fallen from the fray. It's a long road to walk on, and I don't know where it ends, but I hope. And when I'm too tired to carry on, I don't know if you'll be there, but I hope. Dream on, dreamers. When the promises fade, it can only leave room for the great. And when you long for a hero, no need to look around. You will be one
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Keep hope alive and go vote. Thank you.
Woo! Yes, that was beautiful, Mia. Thank you so much. Chills. That was really stunning and a great penultimate song for us. I'm full of vocabulary words today. It's been really, really wonderful. Sunset on the Hudson crew, audience, peoples all around the world in the internet. It's been really wonderful sharing with you tonight and singing for you tonight. I hope you are singing along at home if you knew some of the songs. Before I move on any further, I want to say that you can't forget we have an album that's coming out. You can go to resistancerevivalchorus.com, take these songs with you, take their messages with you, because that's what this is really about. That's why we're all here, because we all believe that art, and particularly music, can be an incredible tool for opening hearts and minds and bringing us all together. And it's really vital. It's our lifeblood for sure. So there's that. I also want to do a bit of quick housekeeping for a moment here. Abby's song, Say Her Name, is thanks to the African Policy Forum. They do incredible work, and they started the Say Her Name campaign, and that is what this song is for. So if you don't know about the African Policy Forum, do your little Googlings. I know you have the technology because you're watching this, so you can figure it out. And thank you to everyone who has performed, who has spoken, to my co-host Zakia. You're gorgeous. I love you. Zakia is also on her 7th Zoom of the day. So, she's working really hard and is doing great work. And thank you to Ginny, who is our behind the scenes guru, making it work, muting those of us who haven't figured out how to mute ourselves yet, coordinating, being just an absolute gem, and doing the really difficult work of coordinating, organizing, and figuring things out with 70 people who are a member of a collective together, which is really hard work, but it's important work, and it's the kind of work that we should all be doing with every community we're a part of. Okay. For our last song, we're putting the band back together. Here we go. Thank you all. Sunset on the Hudson, thank you for having us. We hope to be on the Hudson again very soon, watching the sunset together, drinking a little glass of rosé. Everyone, please, I'm sure these will be in the comments and in the chat, and we'll share links of all of the different organizations and movements that we lifted up this wonderful evening together. But I'll give a quick recap. Save our stages, saveourstages.com. Become a poll worker. Find a mutual aid organization in your neighborhood. Find your local Black Lives Matter movement. Join up. Find a way to be a part however you feel safe. Get COVID tested. And be well. Remember to find the joy. Because we love you, even though we can't see you. And we're so glad you were here with us tonight. And so now, for our last song, we hope it brings you a little bit more light and a little bit more peace as we end the evening. Nalusha, Aaron, Abby, and Abena, thank you so much. I'm gonna pass this over to Abena. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, Jessie. So this is Light in the Soul. And I first learned this song from Dr. Isaiah Maria Barnwell, who is of Sweet Honey in the Rock. And Sweet Honey in the Rock are huge heroes of ours. And this song, Light in the Soul, was taught to me by her. And it's written by Sharon Durant. The music is by Sharon Durant, but the words are a Chinese proverb. And we're going to present Light in the Soul to you now.
When there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person.
When there is beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home.
When there is harmony in the home, there is honor in the nation.
When there is honor in the nation, there is peace in the world.
Yes. Okay. So where I am unmuted. Right? Okay. So here we are. Last call, 9:15. That's September 15th. Pre-order the album, Resistance Revival Chorus. 10/16, album drop. You heard all the songs that you got to look at. You know how good we are, right? So here we are. We need you to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and all those socials. The power of us is greater than anything out there. So all the stuff that we talked about, they're happening. But the collective we can make transformational change. We got to just put our minds to it, focus on it, and make sure that we get it done. I believe in the collective we. So we are going to say, are we still saying bye together? All right. All right. 1, 2. Unmute. Bye, everyone. Sunset on the Hudson. Thank you so much. Vote. Good night, everyone.
Be accountable.
Yes, be safe. We live to fight another day if we vote this person out.
It's joy.